Welcome to a new video in the Farsi script. In today's lesson we are going to talk about the letter lam. Now for lam, similar to the alif, we are going to start with a singular. For the singular lam, we have two main moves. The first one is close to an alif, where it starts with 5 points height, but the 5 points height comes because of the connection between the alif part, which is this one, and the kab part, which is similar to a noon. So here we add the 5 points. Now we add a move just like the alif, and the 1 point here would be the elongation to start the connection with the cup. Now the cup is 2 points drop, just like this, and it's 3 points wide on the inside. A small note about the cup: just like the noon and the cup for the sad, the start point of it would be this angle. Then when we reach the last third of it, it goes vertical. Then finally we go back to this angle. Now the outside height of it would be 3 points up to here. So we go down with the same angle we did here. Then we start rotating the pen so that we become vertical. Then we go back with this angle, just like this. So when we write it without the scale, it would look like this. We go down, then we do the cup, then we go back. Now just like the noon part, if there was a ball in here, it will balance here, and the space beneath the cup, it's always bigger here than here. So this is by itself. We use the full thickness for the majority of the time. Now when the lam connects, we have a good amount of selections depending on the case that the lam comes with. So the first one would be the lam alif. Now let's get this out of the way, because usually lam alif isn't an easy thing to do. So the first case, when it connects to an alif in lam alif, in this case it will become 3 points of height, and here we are going to do this move. This inclined line is where the first and the second moves will start. So we start with a lam here and we stop down up to here. This is the first move. The second move would be with the tip of the pen following this inclination. So the move we are going to do now is basically a banana shape, just like this. It's very delicate, and it stops here. Now the space is almost half a point between the two, between the lam and the alif, and the second would connect to it just like this. So it is very delicate in a way that when you go down, you do this move. Then when the alif comes down, it connects with it. This is a bit far. Let's do it again. Down. Then keep in mind this inclination, then down. And here we have this. You could also try and start with this going back, then adding a small nudge up here, so that when you practice it, you get a better idea where to put the alif in the lam alif and get that nice inclination here. The second case would be for lafz al-jalala Allah. For that one we have a whole combination of new moves. The first one would be the lam would drop down to 1 point, and it would be very sharp, just like this. Then we have an inclination with a value of half point here, because this what the lam and the ha would follow. Now here we have almost half a point of space. The second move would be to curve up just like this. The third move we add more, we add 1 point that is bigger, and it's the same thing, we curve. Note that with every curve we stop with the inclined line. Finally the ha would be a sharp nose like this. So the first move, the second move, the third move which is bigger, finally the fourth move which would be simply a triangle just like this. So this could be lillah. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Note the angle that we've created for the lafz al-jalala. It goes down. Now here, as we said, 1 point, here almost half a point, here we have 1 point. This is the second. Now here we have 2 lambs, 1 and 2. Both of them are very short, and it's a special case for lafz al-jalala Allah. The third case would be if it was connected to kshida sin, with the sin. So for example, if we were to write as-salam, we have an alif. The lam here would go on for 2 points. The reason behind that is because the sin is very long and it goes down for 1 point, so we don't want it to drop really low below the line of writing. This is the lam. Now the sin, as we saw before, looks like a ba. Then it goes up with the lam because we are writing as-salam. Now the lam alif here follows the notes that we talked about earlier, and it is higher than the sin. Sorry about the defocus that suddenly happens, but it's because I use my mobile phone. Finally we add the meme. So here we have the lam for the kshila sin, the long one. We could also write la sami'un alim, la sin mim ya ain. La sami'a. Alim would be the same thing, but it doesn't have a sin, so it has an ayn and a lam like this one. And we are going to talk about the connections here later on with regards to the ya and the lam in the middle, and the meme would be in a different lesson. So these are the first 3 cases. We have a fourth case. Now for the fourth case, it is the normal lam. There's no special case about it. So for example, liya or lakum, we have 3 points of height. The lam comes down, then it connects to a ya. For example, lakum, a lam, 3 points of height, then a kaf, then connects to a meme. So here it's simple, it's just a 3 points height move to the left, because just like an alif, it must be going this direction, the direction of the lam. The fifth case is a special case for the letter ha. Now for that case, for example, al-hab, the shape here looks like if you had an arrow and a bow. This would be the bow, and here you have an arrow. So we're going to take this part. As you can see, it has 3 curves. The secret behind it is to write it with half a thickness. So you start going up, then down, then and going up again, then it connects. You see the waviness in it, just like the arrow and the bow. So we have an alif, then you start with this move, then you connect it with a ha, for example. And this would be al-haq. أو you could write it لحال بعضهم. لام حاء or لحالك, to practice the lam and the kaf, this kaf. This is the last case in the beginning lam, where it connects with the ha. We are going to talk about the lam in the middle. Now, one of the lams that will come in the middle is the one that we had in Lafd al-Jalala Allah. So, Lafd al-Jalala, we said that the first one would be very short, and the second one is this one here. So that's a special case for Lafd al-Jalala Allah. We're talking about middle lams. Then we are going to see how it's normally written in normal cases. So you simply, for example, Baliya, you have a ba, you go up for a lam, but you keep it short, so it's 2 points height regarding with this, and it's 3 points height for whatever comes after it. So lam, ya, and التاء مربوطة, for example. إن من شر البلية ما يضحك. We could also see a special case, for example, if you had a lam and a kaf in the middle of a word, for example, falak or al-layl. Now here, just like in thuluth, so falak, we have this fa, and we went up a lam normally. Now to make it prettier, we would drop down, as you can see, and we come back with the kaf shape. Or fulk. We talk about this drop here. So that's when it connects, when something comes after it that is going upward, just like kaf or a lam. Now you could connect two in the same word, salsabil, for example, and here we can see how it normally looks without something following it like this, because we will break it from the middle just like the kaf. So salsabil, sin, then a lam, we break down from here, connects to a sin, this is a ba, we add a ya and a lam. We will come to this lam in a minute. Salsa bil. As you can see, how we broke the lam from almost the midpoint here to connect it with whatever after it. Now this is the normal case for lams, but the most special case is this one. Finally, we are going to talk about the lam at the end of the word. Now, let's write Sal Bani Isra'ila. Sin. Then going up with a lam, that is 1.5, because for the lam we need 5 points of height. That's why we decrease the heights before we decrease the height here at the beginning, so that we can drop it as much as we want down here. And the cup would be 2 points. It's the same rules for the lam before. So kul, for example. Now kul is the kaf, like we said before, this one. and here will not go high as it should be. Then we'll drop down really far down to here. Then we can come back just like this. And this is for the lamb. Now, a quick recap. Today's lesson we talked about the lamb. We started with a singular, and this is the scale for the singular lamb. Then we started talking about the lamb at the beginning. We started with the lamb alif, which is this one. Then we talked about Lafz al-Jalala Allah, where it has two special cases with the lamb in the middle and at the beginning. Then we saw when it connects to a scene, where it has to be 2 points in order to balance the height that we get from the Kshida connection. After that we talked about the normal one, the simple one. Then we saw the one that connects with the ha, which is a special case. So if you had a ha or a kha or a jim, you have to use this one because you can't connect a lam other than this. Then we saw the lam in the middle, Lafz al-Jalala. We saw it normally, how it's written, with two cases, this one and this one. Finally, we talked about the lam at the end. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to share it with the people who are interested in calligraphy. This is